Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video of 5 Foot Nomad, where we talk about working online, travel, and relocation. So today we're going to discuss what are the FAQs, the frequently asked questions of relocation to Cape Verde. Let's dive right into it. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button if you like the contents that we are filming for you. And to our first question, how much money do I need in order to relocate? Well, the answer is quite simple. The absolute minimum would be around 1 million naira. And even that is probably not the best idea. We'll go into why in a minute, but I suggest you have more than 1 million naira. The next question would be, how can I get to Cape Verde, especially considering that Cape Verde Airlines does no longer fly directly to Lagos? Well, the answer is you need to get to Dakar. Dakar is what we call the best city in Cape Verde. It's actually the capital of Senegal, but it's very, very close to Cape Verde, and many Cape Verdeans go to Dakar for shopping or open a restaurant there and conduct some sort of dual life both in Senegal and in Cape Verde. So it's maybe another hour and a half of flight from Dakar, including takeoff and landing. So I'd say if you reach Dakar, it's maybe another $80 to $100 and you're in Cape Verde. Which island should I choose? Right now I reach Dakar, I don't know where to go. Which island should I choose? There are 9 inhabited islands. Could be a bit difficult, but let's make it very simple. As a Nigerian, you don't want to be on some island that nobody heard of before, where nobody speaks a word of English. It's not recommended. I think that there are 2 main options that would be suitable for English speakers, considering that most Cape Verdeans do not speak English. And these islands are the main tourist island, Sal, where many tourists come in from the UK, from Germany, from Portugal, from France, whatever. There are possibly some English-speaking jobs there, and of course, because there's so many tourists, some Cape Verdeans do know a bit of English, so it could be an interesting place. The downside to it is there's only 40,000 people on the island, and it's mostly just flat desert. The reason why people go to Sal is because there are beautiful beaches, there's plenty of water sports to do, there are some adventures that you could undertake, but generally speaking, it's a tourism island. After a month or two, okay, I got it. So what's the other option? The other option would be the island of Santiago, which is pretty much the biggest island or second biggest island in Cape Verde, but it is the most populated island. The island of Santiago has about 250,000 residents, which is about half the population of Cape Verde, with the capital city of Praia being on the island with about 120,000, 130,000. It's also where we used to live, Basilia and I, and also where some of our family live. It is the best place in terms of infrastructure, Nigerian community of a few thousand, and in the near future also a Nigerian embassy will be present in Praia on Santiago Island. The next question would be, well, what kind of job can I get in Cape Verde? There are not too many jobs in Cape Verde. Don't forget that the main industries in Cape Verde are construction and tourism. Construction is usually for the locals. They bring in workers from the various islands and they build more and more homes, apartment buildings, villas, and so on, hotels. It's not really for Nigerians. If they lack workers, they would probably bring them from Senegal. What could you do? Well, you could learn the language over about a year or so. It's not a very difficult language to learn. And from there, you could integrate into the local job market. You would be paid somewhere between 120 and 200 euros a month. This is not exactly amazing. The best job option for you is to work online. Okay, and this is why Basilia wrote multiple resources for how to work on Fiverr, what kind of gigs you could start on Fiverr, and so on and so forth. Basilia herself is earning roughly $1,000 a month on Fiverr, which in Cape Verde goes a long, long way. It's actually enough after just a few years to buy your own apartment or maybe even your own house. Property acquisition on the island is not restricted for Nigerians, right? It's an ECOWAS country, so it's not a problem. You can come, you can buy whatever you want, you can make your home there. And don't forget, on Fiverr you will earn more than most Cape Verdeans can ever dream of. You're actually owning like somebody that owns a shop or maybe is even a politician. So this is the number one option, is working online. The internet is just fine and there's 24/7 electricity. The next thing that is very often coming up as a common question is, what kind of schools are there? I have 2 kids, I need to put them in school, or I want to bring my sibling with me, they need to go to university, or whatever it is, right? So in terms of schooling for kids, you only have 2 main options. You can send them either to a Portuguese speaking school, which is where all the Cape Verdeans go. That means your kids basically want to start learning Portuguese with a private tutor. It's not very expensive, it's actually quite cheap. Even in African terms, it's not unaffordable, but they have to get up to speed. The other option is they go to the French school, which is accredited by the French system of education. That means if they complete school in the French school, they can literally continue in any other institution of the French educational system. For example, in the future, if they want to go to study in France, it will be fully recognized as if they went to school in France. Again, there are no schools in English, so English is not an option for kids, which is a bit of a barrier for relocating to Cape Verde with children. In terms of universities, there is a public university in Praia. Okay, it's the state university. In terms of facilities and infrastructure, compared to most Nigerian universities, it looks pretty nice. It's not luxurious or anything, but it's a well-established school. There are mostly no classes in English. You can go and learn in the English faculty, English literature and all these things, but it's mostly in Portuguese. There is a new university under progress stage of construction built by the Chinese just outside of Praia. I do not know if they will have more classes, if they will have study tracks for foreigners. It's possible, as it's a Chinese investment and they might want to cater for their own, right? So how will the Chinese study there? Maybe there will be classes in Chinese, maybe there will be classes in English. I don't know. This is all in the future. And of course, what's commonly asked is, how much is rent? How much do I need to pay for food? How much this, how much that? Well, rent, to be fair, if you are looking in the informal sector, like going in some off-plan neighborhood on the outskirts of town, maybe you will find an apartment for 100 or 150 euro. It's possible. If you share an apartment with someone and the apartment costs 200, well, that's already 100 apiece. So it's possible to find something like this. But if you go into the formal sector listings, so to say, you go online, you look what kind of apartments are in the Cape Verdean online real estate agencies, generally speaking, it starts from about 200 euros. If it's a bit nicer and it's a 2-bedroom already and all of this, maybe it's 250. So it's not exactly as cheap as some of the neighborhoods in Nigeria could be. But let's not forget, you're getting very high value for the money. There's no criminality in Cape Verde. It's very low compared to the rest of Africa. Yes, there are some petty thieves. There are a couple of junkies on the street that just, I don't know, are looking to be beggars or harass someone in the middle of the night. So don't go out at 2 a.m. by yourself. Yeah, that's just obvious. But you're not going to have everyday crime happening. It's not a problem in Cape Verde. Think about it like that, where working criminals even hide. The island is small, there's nowhere to go, they will be apprehended very quickly. Police corruption is quite low compared to the rest of Africa. Trying to bribe a police officer in Cape Verde can literally lead to your arrest. Okay, so it's a bit of a mix with European standards It's not straight up Africa. It's not Senegal where you can just be like, oh, here's $10, leave me alone. So you're getting your money's worth. It's not in an estate. There are no estates in Cape Verde for security purposes. Everybody just lives where they live, and people don't come and break into your apartment and steal all your shit. No, these things don't happen in Cape Verde. It's very rare. It's not common practice. If you have any more questions or comments, let us know in the comment section below. And feel free to DM, feel free to book a call for relocation consultation if you think Cape Verde is for you, or if maybe it's not your cup of tea because of the Portuguese part. We can talk about other options that would suit you. If Cape Verde is for you and you want to know everything that there is about Cape Verde, Basilia wrote an extensive guide of about 100 pages on every single question you might have about Cape Verde. It is to be bought for $39 on 5footnomad.com. Well, I guess that's it. Until next time, see you in the next video. Bye.